The Fiddle Leaf Plant. This leafy houseplant has become the YouTuber's greenery of choice for their set backgrounds, and favorite plant to kill as well. Funny thing is, the best way to make this plant thrive is to pretty much forget about it. Overwatering this little buddy will be its quickest downfall. That and direct sunlight. I'm Nicholas Johnson, and this is the Space Warehouse. Anyway, this video isn't about how to care for this woody and fancy fiddle leaf plant. It's about how to turn one plant into a whole bunch of plants through cuttings. The easiest way to clone your big green foliage. I had this one on set at the Space Warehouse as my background for a few months. I decided to bring it to my home studio when I discovered that a colony of ants had made this pot, and subsequently the roots of this plant, its new home. I didn't want to dump a bunch of chemicals in there to murder the little sugar fiends, so I've decided to use this tree as a feeder to make a whole bunch of new little fiddle leaf plants. That way, the ants and what's left of this thing can just live outside under the shade of my trumpet flower tree, and the ants can have their luxurious home to themselves. Cloning this type of plant is about the easiest thing you can do, maybe easier than keeping an adult one alive. Just take a branch below a node and chop it off. Cut it at an angle, so that way it can suck up a little bit more water. Just make sure that there's at least a couple more nodes above where you cut it off. So we'll just... We got node, 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 and a whole mess of them up here that are smaller. There's one. There's another one. This I can actually make into a couple. Put that right there. Cut it again right here. Strip all but a couple of leaves at the top of the branch that you're cutting off. Get some sort of container full of water, tap water is fine, and just plop it on in there. The fiddle leaf stores plenty of food for itself to survive this amputation long enough to grow new roots. You don't want to leave a bunch of leaves on top of these because anytime the light hits it from the sun, it's going to start using up energy. And we need some of that to happen, but not a lot. Now, place your containers near a window, but not one that gets more than a little direct sunlight. No direct sunlight works also, but you do want light, so make sure that there's light coming in through the window that you place it next to. Okay, so it's gonna take a little longer than it seems like it should, like it's gonna seem like nothing's happening. You might have to wait a month, you might have to wait 2 months. But eventually, like these ones that have been sitting in these bottles for about 5 weeks, a network of roots will start to reach out, looking for nutrients and water. Once you got a bit of that happening, simply get yourself a pot and go get some good soil from like a garden store. And plant your little clone baby. He's gonna grow. Be gentle with it. Make sure you get it sort of into the middle of the dirt of the pot that you're using, and soak it with water, and sort of gently but press down on the dirt so that you can get real good contact between the dirt and the roots. It's gonna damage them a little bit, but they're gonna grow back, and then they're gonna consume that whole pot with roots, and then the thing's gonna grow. So again, it's gonna seem like it kind of has nothing happening for another month or so until those roots really get themselves in there good. But then that plant is going to come back to life, and a new little leaf's going to start popping out the top, and you're going to have yourself a whole mess of fiddle leaf plants for your fancy YouTube backgrounds. Now, you only need to water these plants like once a week, and if you have a big pot with a bigger plant, even less. You don't want to go long enough that the leaves start to turn brown or anything, but you don't want to overwater it. That's something that kills these things pretty easily. There you have it. You can go out to the Home Depot and buy one of these plants, and from it, you can make a whole bunch more. The Fiddle Leaf.